Hey guys, it's Grizz the Natural Progressive with Whitney from the Green Report. Welcome,
Hey
Whitney.
everyone.
Hey,
Thank you for having me.
always, I love having you. I love having all my guests. And just as a quick word, I do want to invite Jim back. I can't put up with people saying they know facts when their brother says it's a fact, and I'm not getting that. Went to my accountant today and kind of confirm the fact that that's not a fact. In fact, the facts aren't really clear, even to accountants. Um, and I have a really good accountant. I'm sure his brother's a really good accountant, but my accountant said it's not a fact. They don't know yet. It's the information will get there eventually, but they don't have all the information yet. He, what he has heard is that so Jim may be partially right. People that earn over a certain amount may have to pay some of the money back. So if you like the amounts where they started um, graduating, where you got less and less of the stimulus, you may have to pay that some of that back. So if you make under $75,000 as an individual or under 150,000 as a married people, this is what he heard. And I'm not stating this as fact because he doesn't even know. Okay. Tax accountants do not know. And this is why I was just adamant about not going further with spreading false information. We don't know. So he doesn't know. But it may be a graduated where you might have to pay a portion of it back if you make over those amounts. But that's not even fact yet. So he doesn't even know. He, he's my accountant and he's been my accountant for years. He doesn't know. So anyway, that's that. But I would very much like Jim to come back onto the show. Hopefully he's not too pissed at me for that. Um, is what it is. I still appreciate him as a scientist, an oceanographer, someone who studied the ice, and I very much appreciate his channel, Science Talk with Jim Mousa. So, hopefully he doesn't hold too many hard feelings. I just couldn't let him continue on that when so little time I have to talk about real issues. So anyway, that's that. That's over and done with. Whatever. What?
Yeah, and once again, at the end of the day, it is your show, so you have the right to do whatever you feel is necessary in that moment.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was a tough thing to
and there
do,
you go.
but
Yeah,
I didn't lose any sleep over it. But it was hard. Um, I just dealt with enough of that crap where people just say I'm wrong, and I promised myself I'd stand up for myself and not deal with it. So that's what I did. So hopefully everyone's okay with that. Um,
living
so
and learning,
living and learning. I'm
moving
okay.
forward.
I'm okay with what I did, but at the same time, I don't want Jim to feel bad about coming back on because I really enjoy his input on the climate issues, the ice, and oceanography and other issues as well. Um, just he was, yeah, getting a little too argumentative on something we didn't have absolute facts on. So that's that. That's that. That's done. Water under the bridge. Whatever. And I hope he comes back. We'll see. I will invite him back on Monday. So we'll see if that happens. So anyway, divided we stand with a fellow vote blue friend. Dee Dee, wait, okay. There's conversations going on. Hi Dee Dee. Hi Gazar. Hi Chris Foster. Hi Bio. Human is here. We're okay with Jim because he's only a guest on here, but I don't know what HITB is. Brian's show. Oh, Head in the Box. Not for me. Too fringe. Not open to reality or other views. Okay. I think that was a nice thing. I know. Yeah, Brian's too much for me. He's way too um, establishment for me. But I like Paul a lot, a lot. Let's see, who am I missing? I saw Human here earlier. Um, there was a new person that apparently disappeared. Please, guys, remember to like and keep the channel going. Um, hi, Val. Val's here. Hello, Val.
Hey Val.
Um, okay, while we're talking about that, before we get into Earth Day, I want to share with you something that YouTube is doing on my channel. There's, you have this dashboard that shows your latest videos and everything. Okay, this is my last show. Okay, look what it says. Oh no, maybe you can see it. Can you see? No.
Hopefully.
Okay, anyway, if you can't see it, you could probably go to the channel and it shows 112 views on Monday Madness, right? Pick of the crop. And then you go over to the top shows, and that same show is showing 229 views.
Interesting.
Is that
There's
messed
something.
up or what? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there's something going on. That's weird.
That is just not right. And this is like top views last 48 hours, 229. And then it shows that one show, first day, 112 views. That makes absolutely no sense. So I did a screenshot of that, and I plan on contacting YouTube and finding out what the hell they're doing there, because there's something really messed up about that. Like, it's this
I feel
supposed to
like there
show
has been since, yeah, a
that's
couple weeks. I don't know.
yeah, there's a
It's been
lot going
weird.
on. Brian is living on CNN and MSNBC. Wonderland says bye.
Oh,
Yeah, he does. He is a sucker for the establishment media, and I don't get it. Hi, Cindy Seeley. Sydney's in the house. Um, Dee Dee Sunbeam. Did I say Dee Dee Sunbeam? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I said hey to Dee Dee Sunbeam. Um, okay, so I got to get over. I'm gonna pull up this article. You won't be able to unless you.
I can have my. It's on my phone over here. Okay, I can see it.
Okay, you'll be able to see it on your phone. Okay,
Yes.
so let me see. Earth Day. So I'm gonna pull it over so all the peeps can see it, and they won't see us. So it's Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, people. I wish it was more happy than it is, but it is what it is. So this is just an article. I'm not endorsing anything. Just saying. I haven't even read it yet because I've been busy doing taxes today and everything. Um, and spending some time outside. So we're going to read it together and then discuss it after. I don't know how long it is, but let's go with it. Okay, so this was done on April 19th for Earth Day, 50-year anniversary for Earth Day. In 1970, as a 25-year-old graduate student, Dennis Hayes organized the first Earth Day. The resounding success of that event, which brought out 20 million Americans, 10% of the United States population at the time, helped spark the modern environmental movement. The decade that followed saw some of America's most popular and powerful environmental legislation, updates to the Clean Air Act and the creation of Clean Water Act and the Endangered Species Act and the establishment of Environmental Protection Agency. 50 years later, we have different environmental challenges, some much larger, most notably global climate change. Despite the existential threat of climate change, today's countries are rolling back environmental protections, failing to live up to the Paris Agreement, and dragging their feet on climate action. Meanwhile, the environmental movement has gained momentum in no small part to an infusion of energy and outrage from youth climate movement. Ahead of the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, we talked with Dennis Hayes, now president of the Bullitt Foundation and board chair emeritus at Earth Day Network. He reflected on the legacy of the first Earth Day, the environmental challenges we face today, and the opportunities we still have to secure a sustainable future. The following conversation has been edited for length and clarity. Earth Day Network. As Earth Day goes digital in the face of the pandemic, we're delivering 24 hours of action online. From what I hear, you had an interesting whirlwind 24 hours of your own on the first Earth Day. Can you walk us through that? April 22nd, 1970. Look like to you. Okay, Dennis Hayes. Well, I started out in my incredibly drenched basement, one-room apartment off DuPont Circle, and walked down to the mall. Sorry, I suck at reading. In Washington,
It's fine. It's
D.C.
fine.
to join a sunrise. Okay, there's an echo now. Damn it. All right, turn off your volume on your YouTube. Okay, I think we got it. All right, welcome to sun. Bless the day. All right, wait. walked down to the mall in Washington, D.C. to join the sunrise ceremony with Native Americans welcoming the sun to bless the day. I then flew up to New York, where I addressed a massive crowd on Fifth Avenue. Mayor Lindsay had blocked off more than 40 blocks of Fifth Avenue, and we filled it up with demonstrators. There were also crowds at Union Square and a big event at Central Park and Manhattan. We went all out. I have to note that it was the most exciting crowd experience of my life by far until then. The sea of people was literally extending out over the visual horizon. After that, I went to Chicago with the demonstrations organized by mostly by progressive community activists. Saul Alinsky, so it was much feistier than the New York event. I flew back to Washington, D.C. late that afternoon. I did press roundups of the day on a couple of national television shows and met most of the Earth Day staff late at night for staff drinks and beer. We were settling down with exhaustion and feeling good about the day. The day had gone. Edie and I guess that's the interviewer. The decade that followed the first Earth Day saw a cascade of environmental protection legislation, some of which are facing recent threats and rollbacks. What do we need to do to spark the next wave of protections for our environment? DH. I am not a mechanical determinist in politics, but there's something that has been as regular as a pendulum with the environment in America. The 1970s was a very pro environment decade when we were almost unstoppable for 10 years. That led into the 1980s and people whose names are synonymous with the anti environmental zealotry. If there is a pendulum phenomenon, you might think that after the current White House administration, we will have a similar sort of backlash to recent efforts to undo 50 years of environmental progress. I think that will build up a fairly strong constituency. And if we pull our act together, we can mobilize to reverse anything and stop anything not yet completed. The really big question is not so much how we're going to protect the victories of the past, since they are hugely popular and very cost effective. It's how we will move into global issues, which we've been notoriously unsuccessful in figuring out ways to address. If it is a national issue, you must pass a law and turn it over to an agency to regulate it. We can enforce it and take people into court. On a global issue, none of that is true. EDN. That brings me to my next question. We're facing different battles in 1970, but what lessons can we learn from the first Earth Day that we can apply to our fight today against global climate change? DH. That first Earth Day was so important, in part because we brought together a huge basket of different issues: urban air pollution, freeways cutting through neighborhoods, leaded paint, DDT, the Santa Barbara oil spill, rivers catching on fire. And since people will put the most effort into something that is directly relevant to them, we were very much grassroots. We encouraged people who shared our values to get out and organize and do it within an Earth Day framework. Similarly, going forward, as you look at something like climate change, there are various different approaches to something akin to a Green New Deal. There are very different threats in different parts of the country. We have forest fires where I live, but we've never had a hurricane. And so the things that will be relevant in one place will be very different in another. We need to have that latitude. We are beginning to do a much better job in incorporating people of color, of talking about the economic disparities in American society. And if we're going to restructure things, we need to do it in a fashion that will not produce dry end gulfs between the ridiculously rich and the destitute. If there is a lesson, it is this. The first Earth Day was a very big tent with a broad set of values that underpinned it. The tent has become narrower in ensuing decades, and while remaining firm in our values and goals and objectives, we need to be more welcoming. EDN. I wanted to talk a little about the recent rise of the youth climate movement and one of their tactics, striking from school. Did that school strike tactic fit with with or against the ways you organized and mobilized young people and students in the 1970s. DH. We had huge numbers of participants from K through 12 schools on the first Earth Day, and it did have objectives, though they tended not to be politically polarized objectives. We wanted clean air, we wanted clean water, we wanted to have the ability to eat our food without being contaminated with pesticides. And so we had significant support from the National Education Association and the National Science Teachers Association, and in thousands or tens of thousands of schools across the country. The students were out doing things on Earth Day, but they didn't have to strike because the schools actually supported it. So, in that sense, it was different from what we have today. EDN. What do you see as a key legacy of the first Earth Day? DH. The legacy of the first Earth Day was fundamental restructuring of the American economy. The legislation from the 1970s was possibly the biggest change in how American industry operates in the nation's history. Folks who had no concern whatsoever for pollution, for toxics disposal, for resource extraction, suddenly had to operate within ways that were benefiting public health and benefiting the environment. The only other thing of a similar scale that has taken place in American history was the New Deal, and it's up in the air, which had the greatest, most enduring impact on the structure of American industry. But the New Deal was led by an enormously popular president coming out of the Great Depression with his party in control of both houses of Congress, whereas the environmental revolution was entirely grassroots. We had none of that on our side, but nonetheless managed to achieve fairly sweeping ends. I'd add to that a change in the way Americans perceive the world around them. In the 1960s, the most common perception of pollution was that it's the smell of progress, the smell of prosperity. And we were able to create a context in which people began to change their behavior, their values, what cars they bought, what food they ate, what clothes they wore, making decisions to only have one or two children for environmental reasons. It was sweeping in many ways that millions of Americans led their lives. What does EDN, what does a successful Earth Day 2070 look like? Yeah, right. And what legacy do you hope to build as Earth Day heads in the next 50 years? Good luck with that, too. DH, well, 50 years ago, we did not have computers. We did not have an internet. We did not have smartphones. We did not have lithium ion batteries. We did not have electric automobiles. We did not have smart grids. If you start describing physically what the world will look like, unless you happen to be Jules Verne, you're very likely to get it wrong. But I do hope that we have in 2070s is a world that is living within its limits, that's ecological terms, in its ecological terms, not going well beyond its current capacity and suffering from overshoots from collapse is something that I fear is likely, but it shouldn't be if we're doing everything well. When we have things going well for the environment, Earth days tend to be somewhat celebratory. And when you have things going wrong for the environment, then they tend to be protests against all the things that are going wrong and that are harming people. I hope in 2070 we will be in a position to celebrate. Good luck with that. Okay, I guess that's it. So yeah, let me move this back over. I'm just gonna close it out. Okay, so what did you? I mean, that was
So
a
it's
lot.
been 50 years. No, it's been 50 years since the first Earth Day, 1970, with
And apparently
good
we
old
haven't learned
Nixon.
shit.
No, that's what I was going with this. I was like, yeah, 2070, who knows? Who knows?
2070. I mean, that's really optimistic in my view. Mm. But
Yeah.
happy Earth Day. I mean, I guess we can
Happy Earth Day, everyone.
sort of celebrate, gas prices going down. So they're still fracking, though. They're still fracking. I don't know
Yeah.
why the hell they're still operating. Um, there was a report saying that there's still like 520 operations going on, and it's down, way down. So we can be thankful for that. But yeah, Chris Martenson,
But there's
super.
still itching to get back to
Yeah, they want just to go back to normal, and if they can get to,
exactly.
and where he was talking about the New Deal, that was not good for the environment. I'm sorry, the New Deal was horrible for the environment.
Right. That was such an interesting take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, how could you bring that in? I mean, there was nothing good for the environment in the New Deal. I fail to see how building all the infrastructure for all the people actually helped the environment, because it was taking a lot from the environment, a lot. It was good for the people, but it wasn't good for the environment, and that's hard to reconcile for me,
Exactly.
for me at least. Yeah, happy Earth Day. 1 in 400 people in New York City have died. Wow, Sama, really? The Earth Day, 50 years later, we get sciatica. Wait, sciatica by Stan Bloom. Okay. Oh yeah. Black Bear News did a new album, so go check that out. Cicada. Sorry, not sciatica. Cicada. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm like, literally, the last 2 days have been hell. I had to do an online doctor's appointment because I can't lift my arm, so my hair looks like shit. I could literally do my front of my hair by bending over like this because I can't lift my elbow.
I was gonna say it looks really pretty. It's fine.
Oh
It's
my gosh. Well, thank
curly.
you. But I curled the front. I don't know what the back looks like, but I could only do it with one
Yeah.
hand. Like, okay, let's try this. I don't know. Anyway, so I messed up my shoulder really, really bad. And I was wearing a sling kind of thing, holding my arm. I'm not wearing it right now because it rubs on my neck, but I'm not using it. Anyway, so I can't do my
Thanks. Feel
damn
better.
hair. And yeah, I
It's
will.
we're in quarantine still. It's fine.
I
Looks
know.
fine though.
But my daughter did drag me out for a long walk, jog thing. We took the dogs out, and like, she's just like, Mom, I'm going out for a run. Want to come with me? I'm like, oh, fuck. I need to exercise. Okay, I guess I will. So we went out for a half an hour walk, run, walk, run, walk, run with the dogs, and I got some
I
exercise
love
in.
that. Yeah, there you
Uh,
go.
but yeah, I didn't have a lot of time to do my research. Hi, Torstein.
No, it's
Torstein's here. I
fine.
got banned for life from a COVID Discord for thinking it's probably true. Wait, cure got worse than the disease, AIDS. I don't know. God, that's the thing, and I don't freaking know. I mean, where are you on this? I mean, do you think the cure is worse than the disease at this point? Do you
Like the
think,
hydrochloroquine stuff,
like,
or
no,
just
I'm
like
like the lockdowns and all that, and closing the economy, and now I'm starting to doubt myself because I listen to too much Sam Mitchell, and he's like telling us all everything that's happening in South Africa, and the people starving are going to go raid the forest for everything and plunder it. But Western countries do more damage than Africa, right? I mean, so I'm
right.
like, I I think it
It's
comes
hard.
down to your
Let's just say it's
personal
hard.
bias. It is.
Exactly.
It does come down to your personal bias. And in my bias, I'm in a Western country, and I think we're fucking up the environment. And I'm really glad to see the reprieve on nature here. Um, and I'm happy to have the time off. So, um, I don't know. I guess it comes down to your personal situation, your personal bias, and I'm not going to hold it against anybody fighting for what little life they have left to live on this planet. So I'm
Right.
no.
It is, I don't know the word contentious, maybe like it's you mean like the protesters and all that stuff and
Yeah.
like should everyone open up and stuff?
You know what? I wouldn't mind
See,
if you're okay with spreading it, or as long as people who don't feel good about it can be home and still earn a paycheck. I mean, I'm okay. If you want to
yeah.
go to work, fuck, go do it. Go do it. You have my
I think
blessing.
there has to be yeah, there has to be
But leave me the
masks and
fuck out
stuff.
of it, you know? If I don't want to be there, let me not be there. I don't care if you guys go back to work. I don't care if you guys go back to restaurants and life here is not shut down. the tax place was open, and honestly, I'm freaking out because I'm going into this place. I don't know how many people have been there, and like rubbing sanitizer all over me, and I had to go in because they're not doing things online or whatever. And there's like new businesses. I saw it because I haven't been out of the house for a freaking month, and I'm seeing signs of new business. We're open. We just opened this new antique store. I'm like, I thought antique stores like were essential or um no, everything's just
Yeah.
running along like normal here. Like nothing's
How
different.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small town, but I guess there's no rules here. So, yeah, happy Earth Day,
Um,
Rich Diana. Welcome. After 50 of them,
guess
I'm
it
not
goes
that
back
happy.
to like,
Exactly. That was my
oh
point
yeah,
too.
not 50 years later.
Yeah, 50 years
Hey,
of
from
Earth
Nixon
Days.
to Trump.
uh, huh?
No, going back to no Nixon to Trump, 50 years.
I
Okay.
know. Isn't it gotten worse? It's gotten worse. I'm
Yeah,
reading that
in
article,
terms of
and
the investment.
that was not like I'm like all for that article. That article was kind of BS, if you ask me. It was a lot of crap. Because
There's
ours is
the false hope issue.
okay.
Um,
Because ours says
it will get better, you know.
outdoor lockdown is a bit over the top here in UK, as shops and supermarkets are the worst places to be. But outdoors, the virus will be more diluted per cubic yard of air. I agree. And that's exactly why when Sam Mitchell was talking about someone pumping gas without a mask on $1,000 fine, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, you're not endangering anyone not wearing a mask at a gas pump. You're too far away from people. So, wipe it down with sanitizer, easy peasy. And I'm generally against fines anyway because I think they benefit the wealthy because, wealthy people can do anything and just pay the fine and they're fine. You know, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I'm totally against fines. I think that shouldn't be a thing unless they're at a percent according to your income. So if you're poor, you may get a $10 fine or whatever. But if you make 100,000 a year, it may be $1,000, $1,500 or something like that. It should be proportional to your income. So I don't know. If you're on Social Security, $10 means a whole lot to you, you know?
Exactly.
So I think fines are discriminatory towards um, lower income people,
That's so
personally.
interesting. You're so right. Yeah.
Don't you think?
It's yeah.
It just
I
makes
don't think about
sense.
that. Yeah, it does make sense because it's taking more out of the person's pocket, right? That doesn't have enough to begin with.
Yeah. I
You can
mean,
always punch down. There you
yes,
go.
but we need to punch up. So punching up is
And
better.
that's the hardest part, right?
Getting people to punch up
Um,
because the oligarchs run the country, so that's not going to happen on the scale we need it to. It's really sad. I don't know. Let's see what people are saying. I have the park if I want. I have travel videos if I want, but mainly I've played The Sims since 1995. My kids were into The Sims.
I was into The Sims. I didn't want to get nerdy on Monday, but I
Ugh.
was like, yes,
I remember my dog having
simulations.
Sims. Yeah. I mean, you could do that and you're kind of virtually in a social situation with other people. So it's kind of, I don't know. I guess I mean, it's just like we're doing right now, only we're actually there, kind of video there. But you make up your character and you're playing that character with other people who are
Exactly.
playing their characters. So what difference does that make? You're reacting like you would. I don't know. It's
Hey, in The
virtual.
Sims though, you have to cheat to get rich.
Really?
I remember that. Yeah, you had to like know. It just tells you about life, right? You gotta be
That's
corrupt to get
true.
rich
That's so true
to get
in
the big
life
mansion.
too.
Oh
Absolutely. Am
gosh,
I missing good comments?
maybe. Hold on, let's go back to the comments.
I don't know.
Uh,
Torstein said you got that wrong, and I don't know what it does. Opening up doesn't mean there's a virus all over. Okay, I don't know if he was talking. Okay, Torstein, if you're talking to me, restate your statement so I know. Um, if not, reality is just a huge simulation, says Book Hermit, and I think so. I mean, we're just playing into the matrix. We have no control over what's going on, um, and it's all fake. Like there's a lot of stuff that's just pre-planned that we have no say over, like the election for one. I mean, I mean, so it's kind of we are
Yeah,
living
that's
in kind of
hard.
the matrix.
I know. We're in dark times.
I know.
It's
That's why just being home and gardening, I'm so excited. Like gardening, I don't know how to explain how exciting gardening is. Like I planted these pepper seeds like 5 days ago, and I planted them outside because I wanted them to be hardened off already and not have to spend time hardening them off. And I was so shocked that they are already coming up. They're like this big, but they came up outside, so they're going to be a
Mhm.
lot tougher than the ones I raise inside. So I'm like, yay,
I love it.
peppers!
Raising. I know it makes you happy probably, right? Like to see
Hmm.
them grow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and just
You're creating
see,
life.
I
The
am creating
seeds.
life, and that's the same thing with my sourdough. It's like because it's a living thing. Your sourdough is living, and you've got to feed it and nurture it. And
Nurture, yeah, you gotta
yes,
nurture it.
it's the best feeling in the world where when you just go to work for the man, you're nurturing their business, their bottom line. You're not really doing anything else productive. It's just like you're just making the money. You're not making anything. You're not growing anything. I don't know. I'm weird. Hi, Choctaw Warrior.
No,
Here.
that's perfectly well stated.
Mm,
So
but I'm crazy. What the hell do I know? I can't even do my hair with one hand.
you
Gardening.
can garden
Yes, I can garden.
and cook.
Gardening is miraculous for me since
And you take
recently.
care of horses. That's not easy, Chris. Okay,
I
that's not easy.
know it's not easy, especially when
No
you have to
one, not
trim their
just, yeah,
hooves and stuff.
yeah.
But I love my ponies. I really love my ponies.
Aw.
They're amazing. And they're a great tax write-off, believe it or
Really
not.
nice.
Yeah, they're a really good tax write-off. Um, Especially this year because we have two babies that we're supposed to raise this year, and all they've been is an expense. And um, yeah, so everything we spent on them, which we would have anyway with any of our horses. But I'm not raising any more horses. Like I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. But I still have those two babies. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with them now. Probably just bring them into the family as part of our own. I don't know. They're not racing. I know you guys probably hate racing. I understand. I understand, but I was going to be one of those perfect owners that just loves the horse and would never put them in danger. Actually, flat racing is way less dangerous than barrel racing that I used to do because there's not those sharp turns. Um, Horses can twist their leg really hard. Sorry, COVID cough. No,
Water break.
I'm sorry. I don't know if the Kermit horse people are crazy, but might become rich eventually and grid down life should things go that way. Val kept saying that. I don't understand. I mean, I worry more about people coming in and trying to eat my horses than anything.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot.
That's a good reason to own a gun in the end times. It's like fucking stay away from my
Exactly.
animals. I will kill you. I will kill you. If you
It's
even
gonna be lawlessness. Yeah.
yeah, because they'll try to eat anything if they don't have food. And humans eventually, but they'll eat anything on four legs first. And fuck if they're getting my horses. Not happening.
Oh my God. Yeah, people will get
Humankind.
desperate.
Yeah, they will get desperate. That's only a matter of time. No, we can't vote Bio off the island. What did Bio do? Did he do something naughty? Online on
Uh-oh.
Twitter, I tried to get Trump to respond to my tweets, but he ignored me. So I got angry and started accusing him of eating too many burgers. Then he hears somebody. He's hilarious. Rashana, I leave my dandelion flowers for the bees. Don't use anything on my lawn but a little fertilizer. I don't I have dandelions. I don't know if you've seen my other video, but if you walk out in my yard right now, I have dandelions going all over. Some of them are like
That's
that
so
big,
cool.
and I'm like, cool, because dandelions, you can actually use them. You can make wine out of them. You can eat them. You can put them in salads. They're actually a food. So I don't know why people killed them. I don't understand.
I don't know.
Burger King's Whoppers are
They're
made
not
using
aware.
horse meat. Oh, don't even say that. That's gross. Ugh. Ugh, I've heard that, but I hope that's not true. Although I stopped eating at Burger King when I was 17. I had a job there and it grossed me out, so I couldn't go back. I really haven't been back to Burger King since. Um, let's see. I had a new rose today, but the other rose bed was broken off by a huge black grackle. I would shoot if I had a pellet gun. What's a grackle? What is a grackle, Anthony? I don't know what a freaking grackle is. I reckon they'll be after Pelosi's fridges before your horses. God, I hope so. You get lots of good ice cream. Oh my God, can you believe that? Her showing off her ice cream. While people are starving, like literally starving, like trying to live off of what scraps that those elite people gave us, including Pelosi. She's showing off her big basket of chocolate and her ice cream fridge. What the fuck? Elite bastards. They piss me off so bad. They're saying that are 30 different virus strains. Is that true? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I lost Whitney. Malcolm Marzo, welcome. Nancy Stupelosi. Green on the outside. Torstein. Not a climate movement. Are you talking about Earth Day? Um, XR said it wasn't about climate. Oh, crap. Grackles are big dark birds. Thank you, Tina. I didn't know that. Hi, Forsaken Companion. When I was little, dandelions were my favorite flower. I was devastated when I found out they were a weed. I don't think they're really a weed. Maybe we have some grackles. We have some dark birds hanging out here lately that I've never seen before. Hopefully, Whitney makes it back in. My hair. Seriously, I can't lift my arm above here, so can't do my hair. So ignore my bad hair day. It's all good. They're saying there are 30 different virus strains on the loose. Wow. Book Hermit, when I visit your chats, no one seems to see me. Really? Book, I see you just fine. You're there. Um, who else is here? I'm surprised Trump hasn't gotten sick. Me too. But oh, not that many people really have severe disease, but there is mounting evidence that people, even with minor disease, have lifelong effects, sequelae, big word, sequelae after they get it, and so we'll see. I don't know. Um, let's see. I'm going south, not here. Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, because we see you, Book. Up Chuck Schumer. Malcolm. Good one. Let's see. Tony, hey, now, are you social distancing? Oh, yes. I have left the house. Okay, now two times, twice since March 17th. So I'm pretty much isolated, mostly in this room right here. Um, I pretty much isolate. I mean, we keep social distancing even within our own house because I have an autoimmune disorder, so I have to be very careful. D. Sunbeam, I thought the lifelong side effects were only for those who got reasonably sick. Any sources for details? Um, Chris Martinson, Peak Prosperity, did a couple of videos on it. Okay, cool. Keep trying. Keep trying to watch for your request to come back on. Um, is Oz here? Let's see. Who am I missing? Hello, Keith Boyd. Oh yeah, okay. You're from Australia. How's it going in Australia, Keith? Heaps of gardening going on at my pace. Nice, nice, nice. Balance. Okay. Um, burned out Sanders. Yeah, burned out Sanders. That's so depressing. He's become an establishment shill, and it's depressing. I just, yeah, I can't. I just can't. I just can't. Dead leaves could rot faster. I could grow something with it, but it takes months before I can use it. Dead leaves are great, man. I just put them in my garden beds, and now they're rich, dark soil. I mean, tons of earthworms. Leaves are the best. I'm gonna just toss a million seeds into the pile and see what happens. That's what I did in February. I tossed a whole bunch of seeds out. I actually can't take credit for this experiment because Am I Gardener, which is a gardening show I watch all the time, he did an experiment where he just threw out a whole bunch of seeds early in the year to see what would grow where. And it's the best experiment because you can see what does well in what places, what will grow and what will not super early, what will germinate in colder temperatures. Best experiment ever. Now I know exactly what I need to grow where and what I can't get away with planting early and that kind of thing. So great experiment, great experiment. I really highly recommend that experiment to find out in your own place because you don't know. I mean, even though we have the different climate areas, the five different or seven, eight, I don't know, whatever different areas, your place is so special that it doesn't matter. Just try, try anything. Let's see. I had no idea the dead leaves are good. I always toss them. No, Dee Dee, compost them. Dead leaves are great for composting. I've grown jalapenos and summer squash with perfect results, even a few radishes, but I can't grow carrots for trying. Carrots are difficult. I don't care what you say. Um, I grew them, but they were tiny because I didn't thin them out enough. That's the biggest thing with carrots is you gotta thin them out. I'm trying again. We'll see how they work out this time. I'm trying to thin them out, but it's hard because the carrot seeds are so tiny. It's hard to grow them farther apart. So you have to thin them out as they come up. So I'm working on that. And my garden is so cute. And a typically sincere Midwester. I love In My Gardener. That's a great gardening show, by the way. I'm glad I'm not the only fan. He's really good. I watch a lot of his stuff. And because he's in Michigan, so our climates are similar. So it's really helpful. May have been on an eager blue wrench. I don't know. Okay, what are you talking about, Torstein? Okay, fixed at Book Hermit. Okay, I guess he's talking to Book Hermit. Bio probably smartly redacted his message. Bio sometimes has to work on his filter, his brain to mouth filter, but he's doing really good, so no problem. Carrot fly plant high off ground in tubs. Carrot plant high off ground in tubs. Kazar, really? It's my internet again. I'm still here. Here you are. Okay, Whitney's coming back in. Yay. Here she comes. Book Hermit, I get a few hate people at times. Well, you're controversial, Book Hermit. You just are. We love you, though. It's okay. I don't mind people that disagree with me. I just don't like people who like to keep an argument going that's just not freaking worth it. That's all. I agree to disagree and then let it go. Let's move on. Cindy said, I love when people bag their leaves in the fall and put them out for collection. You collect. Nice, Cindy. Nice. So the layers work. Okay. Oh, talking about layers. Our hens are starting to lay more eggs. They went for a while where they were doing maybe one a day, and we were worried we are going to run low on eggs. Now suddenly they're producing eggs again. Yay, chickens. Okay, I love my chickens. They're beautiful little hens. They're our pets, but they also give us wonderful eggs that would never turn into chickens because there's no roosters. So, gotta do something with them. Osama, Roger Waters, Joe Biden is a fucking slime ball who can't beat Trump. I'm so flabbergasted and gobsmacked by the way the Democratic National Committee has railroaded Bernie. Is it just, I mean, yeah. Carrot fly is a pest to carrots. Plant in large tubs above ground. Okay, cool. Well, that's where my carrots are. So they're in a big planter above ground. I don't know what a carrot fly is. Um, Mostly we have snails and we get squash bugs. I just told Val to imagine being unlucky enough to be named Mike Hunt or Mike Hawk. Hope you don't read this comment. Well, too late now, bio. Oh, shit. Always infinite lives give infinite connections. Okay, I don't know what happened to Whitney. She was coming back on and then her internet failed her again, but that's okay. We're having a great conversation here. Always, okay, Osama, I agree with you about Biden. Who doesn't? I almost went to the hospital today, but was too scared. Ah, Osama, God, I hope you're okay. Ah, the hospitals are near empty from what I hear because people are too afraid to go for every other issue. So I don't know if it's that unsafe. And from my experience at the doctor, they were so safe. You called ahead, they met you at a back door with a mask, with gloves on, and if you didn't have your own mask, they gave you a mask, and they were wearing a mask, and it was pretty cool. Restarting your internet. I'll be in the comments for now. Okay, cool. Um, I'll wait for you whenever you're ready, Whitney. Um, I'm bumping my camera, so sorry if it's shaking. It's an earthquake. It's an earthquake. It's an earthquake. Sorry. Um, I never imagined shit hit the fan would be this fun, says Val. I'm enjoying the gardening. Um, Not enjoying the stress over income, but I am enjoying the gardening. Um, let's see, Anthony. I think they need to reopen the public library. I'm getting bored with new books to read and wonder if it'll ever open back up. But Anthony, you can get all kinds of books online. There's tons of books online. So try that. How come you redacted your message, Malcolm? Let's see. Gazar, carrot fly larvae feed on carrot roots, which is the carrot, and can linger in the ground soil. Really? I don't think I've had that problem yet. Knock on wood. Not yet. Okay, Anthony, true, I figure I had the virus because I got sick for a month and a half in late November 2019. Wow. Well, I've been sick since December, but I don't think it's the virus. I still have a freaking fever. I don't think it lasts. How many months is that? Like 5 months? Launch the Whitney rocket, says Chris. Um, I'm waiting. Whitney's Whitney's coming. She's working on it. Working on it. Malcolm Marzo, the IRS expert, was having an asshole moment in the spirit of Easter. Let's forget. Well, I'll get edgy. Yeah, Malcolm, I already said that. I'm going to request that he comes back. I'm going to send him an email asking him to come back on Monday. Um, it was that battle was just not worth fighting, and I just think that we can not spend that much time, and we have so little time about such a stupid topic anyway. It wasn't that important, and the tax experts don't even know yet. They don't know. They don't know. So, dang, Chris, you almost got me with the earthquake. I know we've had so many. We've had like 1,200 earthquakes in the past month. It's insane. So, yeah, it's fun to fake it. Let's see. Anthony, I like books. I'd like to read books without using electricity. I miss books. Solid. You can't throw a virtual book. You can slam a book on the table and make it go. I like real books too. There's something cool about just holding the book in your hand and reading it, you know, cuddling up in a chair. You can't do the same thing on an iPad or a phone, and you have to swipe it and stuff. It's not the same thing at all. I understand that. I totally am with you there. I'm with you. I'm old fashioned that way. I like the old book, and I have tons of them that I need to start reading. Osama, I'm feeling better. Had the worst stomach pain I've ever had. Really? Oh my God. See, I had that, and then I had the flu symptoms, like that major body ache, pain, cough, lungs hurting, all that a week after my husband did. And he went, they didn't give the COVID test when my husband had it. but he was negative for strep and the two types of flu. So he figures he already had it. And then a week later, I had kind of the same symptoms, but only for 1 day, and then it started to get better. But you could have whatever the hell I have and that at the same time. So I might have already had it. I don't know. It's very possible. Yeah, like a real book, Dee. Yeah. And Torstein, there's a stray dog here that I've only seen since the COVID began. Huh. Strange omen, maybe. I hate the way the Kindle scrolls. I do too. I never could get into that. Anthony, I hate the way that ads pop up on Kindles. Yeah, that sucks. I have one of those Kindles, and I haven't used it. I've used it like 10 times maybe. Um, how to be instant trillionaire. Come up with a vaccine that works. Yeah, I wouldn't take it. I they're having trouble taking or getting the tests right for the antibodies, and we don't even know if people actually develop antibodies on a consistent basis. Some people don't. I don't know. It's so weird. Oh, still, this is damn apartment. Damn, Whitney, great report. And then I have Kindles, laptops, all that junk. I hate it. Yeah, I understand. I prefer just a real book. Books are interactive. You can notate, underline, highlight, reread. Yeah, that's what I love about my books. Like my favorite books, I would get a highlighter and highlight all the parts I liked and even put a little tag so I know where to find that section that I really wanted to reread and remember. Yeah, I understand that. Um, Rich Dad and research say you lose 15% comprehension reading a tablet versus a real book. Wow, wow, that's interesting. You probably got it and are a survivor, so be happy for that. Okay, well, cross my fingers. You don't know if you actually develop antibodies. I mean, they're saying that possibly up to 37% of the people in the U.S. probably have already had it or something like that. Don't quote me. Don't quote me. I'm never going to claim I know something I absolutely don't. There's in 70 labs are working on a vaccine. Yeah, there should be one soon, Val. But I won't take it. Um, uh, 70 labs, waste of time. Osama number 5, interview supporting soil, carbon sponge, microbiologist, climate scientist, and founder of Healthy Soils Australia, Walter Shin, discusses climate and soil health, interviewed by Tracy Frisch. Send that to me, um, Osama. Send the article to me. Yeah, email that to me. Thank you for the flower again, Osama. It's making my starter smell delicious. I can't wait to make another loaf. I need 2 days where I don't have something to do in the middle of it, though. Let's see. Has to be done outside in a back cave. Send that to me, Osama. Hard to find in the chat later. Um, Anthony Davis, herd immunity is the only way we survive this thing. Yeah, it's very possible. But if you're not actually developing antibodies enough to protect yourself against it in the future, then what? Then what? Then what do you do? Having prolonged trouble with my internet. Still here in the comments. The Whitney rocket might not launch. Oh, damn. Whitney. Okay, well, we're almost done anyway. So I got to get done so I don't keep my husband up too late. He's got to get up at 2:30 in the morning, and I tend to be very loud. Tell him to buy coffee from Oz. Yeah, buy coffee from Oz. Um, that is the best coffee. I know it is so good, and we only do it on the weekend. It's a splurge, but it's better than Starbucks coffee. It's amazing. Joey's wife, not Joey's wife, Oz's wife, Joey. Get this straight. Oz's wife, Joey, Makes fantastic coffee. Um, okay. Oh, what did Book Hermit say? Did someone saying, hell yeah. What did Book Hermit say? All right. If you want me to read a comment, highlight me in it. So I know you're talking to me and want me to read your comment. Just put at the natural progressive before your comment, or you can do the super chat. But I know everyone's broke, so don't do that. You can't afford it. I will read it just the same if you put at the natural progressive in the comment. But we're getting ready to get out of here, so last chance for a comment. Everything opens up Saturday in Greenland. Really, Torstein? Wow. I mean, they're talking about opening, but I don't see where it's really closed here. So, um, everything's open. I Not much is closed. You just can't go into restaurants. You can't go get your hair done. So there's that. Let's see. In 3 years, COVID-19 will become part of the flu inventory and will have infected almost everyone by then. Probably. Probably. We'll see. Thank you, Osama. Thank you for sending. Um, Valhalla, when is the Derek Jensen interview? The Derek Jensen interview is Monday, the 27th. Oh my God, that's Monday. It's coming up. So, oh, yes. So, please, guys, in the comments of this video, if you have any questions, and also you can bring them to the live chat as well for the interview on Monday. I believe it is 1 p.m. Pacific, so that's 2 p.m. Mountain Time. What is that? 3 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. No, 4 p.m. Eastern. Bring in questions for Derek because it's going to be a Q&A. So anything goes. You can ask him about the coronavirus. You can ask him about the collapse of civilization. Any of that. Please bring some fucking questions for him because I'll have some to get it started. It will become endemic. Yeah, it'll happen over and over. And what about the second wave? There's that. Um, but thanks for reminding me, Val, about the Derek Jensen interview because I'm really looking forward to talking to him again. Um, and Greenland opening up means enough of the ice melted that people could move. Book. Are you going to have a Monday Madness show? Yeah, I'll have a Monday Madness. I'm doing both on Monday. Monday's going to be a very busy day for me as far as that goes. Thanks, Whitney. Go see the Green Report. She has a really good story that we didn't get to get into, but it's on her channel, the Green Report, where she talks about the devastating drought that's happening in the western United States. So go to the Green Report and look at her video on that. It's really informative and crazy, crazy, um, crazy information. Let's see. We can't move. We get sled dogs to move us downtown. Yes, and Whitney will be here on Monday as well. Yes, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Yes, yes. That would be 6 p.m. Pacific. Until the sled dogs become virus carriers. Oh, fuck. I want to see your interview with Kim Iverson and Jordan Peterson. Yeah, good luck. You can get me an interview with them. I'd gladly do it, but I already tried contacting Jordan Peterson, no go. Kim Iverson, I tried a little. Chris Foster. Hey, Derek, can we see the Bears again? I noticed on all the other interviews he does, he puts up a big, like sheet across the windows so people can't see the Bears. So I was pretty lucky to have the Bears in the background. Some lose pounds, some gain. Ah, okay, guys. I think we need to get ready to get out of here. Um, Really appreciate y'all. Gazar endemic, aka Par Society, just like holds. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Might be a little worse than colds, but and they're saying the second wave is probably going to be worse because it'll happen the same time as flu season. So we'll see. Really going South Torstein has been following this way more than I have. Um, one day maybe he'll come on and talk about it before it's all over. Thank you, Cindy Seeley, Torstein, Gazar, Val, Bio, Chris Foster, my friend, Whitney. See who am I missing? Rich Diana, Osama, Book Hermit, Bio. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. I'm always just very happy to have you here. Anthony Davis, gosh, Didi Sunbeam, thanks for coming, as always. Um, I know I probably missed somebody. Malcolm Marzo, Human, all you guys, thank you so much for coming, and I shall see you on Monday for my interview with Derek Jensen. Please come with questions or email me. If you have my email, it's thenaturalprogressive@gmail.com, or put them in the comments below this video. I'll look for them before the video on Monday, or just bring them and present them in the chat and do the at the natural progressive before the question. And yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you guys. So that will be 1 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Mountain. Was that 4 Eastern? God, I can't do it. Okay. Love y'all. We will talk to you soon. Have a great night.